that I hope will help you with your GED. Today we're going to be talking about the order of operations. It's absolutely fundamental to the world of mathematics, and I'm sure a lot of you have had this drilled into your head already, but one more time won't hurt. So let's get started. Very first, so of course up on the screen I have the order of operations, and I'm sure you've seen this word before, Pemdas. So what does Pemdas stand for? Why do we use this? Uh, it really helps you remember the order. And as long as you remember it in this kind of vertical style, it's going to really help with what comes first. What should you do that's more important than the other thing? So you do that first, okay? So the very first, the P in PEMDAS, it stands for parentheses. So there we go, parentheses. You do your parentheses first. If you see that in a problem, whatever is inside of it, you have to handle that to begin with, okay? And it's kind of like a hat inside of a hat. You want to do the order of operations on the entire problem, and then if you see that group, that parentheses, you have to apply the order of operations again. So there might be parentheses inside of parentheses. Those are called nested parentheses, okay? Now let's go on to exponents, or the E in PEMDAS, that is exponents. All right, there we go, exponents. Typically, I just made another video, it was on exponents. You'll see a number or a letter raised to a power, which means it's raised to another power, another number, or another power. You'll see a tiny little number above and to the right of your number or letter, okay? So that comes after you handle your parentheses. That's the second most important part of your order of operations. And now we're going to move down to the pretty common operations. It is going to be the M. The M stands for multiplication. Okay, so if you don't have any parentheses, if you don't have any exponents in your problem, multiplication is your first priority. Okay, so you do that first. However, there is an exception to this. Both multiplication and division, the D in PEMDAS, are on the same level. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to highlight this. So multiplication and division are on the same level. What that means is that whatever you read first, you do first. So if there's multiplication in your problem, then there is division, you do your multiplication first, then your division. If, however, you have division in your problem first, then multiplication, you do that division first, then the multiplication, okay? So the order in which it shows up is important if you have multiplication and division, okay? Because they're both on the same level. Now moving on to addition. So addition, A, the A in PEMDAS, okay? Uh-oh, I better not move around too much. I might lose, oh, I lost my spot. So I'll have to rewrite it. So addition. And the very last one, the S, that stands for subtraction. Okay, now both of these are on the same level. Let me go ahead, highlight that. So addition and subtraction are on the same level. The same rules that apply to multiplication and division being on the same level apply to addition and subtraction being on the same level. So whatever you do first, or whatever you read first, is what you're going to be doing first. Okay. So if you're reading something and there's addition, then there's subtraction, do your total addition in that area and move on to doing your subtraction. All right? So I do have a few examples for you, which, you go back. Let's take a look at a few examples. So let's look at 8 times 7 plus 12 plus 2. Okay? So now in this problem, we have multiplication and addition. Okay? What do you do first? Take a look at your order of operations. That's what you should do first. So the very top thing that we have in this problem, the very top operation that we have in this problem is multiplication. So we're going to handle the multiplication first. So what is 7 or 8 times 7? Okay, so it's 56. Okay, so 8 times 8 is 64. 64 minus 8 is 56. That's how I did that fast, because I remembered 8 times 8. So 56 plus 12 plus 2 is where we're at now. Now the only operation that we have in this problem is addition. So just read the problem from left to right, or if you want to just add it all together at once, both are acceptable, but I encourage you to still break everything off into smaller pieces at first until you really get comfortable with it. So 56 plus 12. Okay, so that would be 68 plus 2, and then 68 plus 2 is 70. Okay, so that's our first problem. Let's go down. Let's do another example. Let's go with 8 minus 2 plus 10 times 18. Okay, so now we have three operations in this problem. We have subtraction, we have addition, and we have multiplication. Okay, so going off of our order of operations, what's the highest level operator or operation that we have in this problem or in this expression? It's multiplication. Okay, multiplication is the top priority for us. We need to do that first before we move on to anything else. Okay, so so we have to do this part, 10 times 18. What is 10 times 18? Everything else drops down, just like before. But now we have to write in 10 times 18, so that is 180. You just move that 0 over behind your 18, and you have 180. Okay. Now we have subtraction and then addition. Now remember, going back here, addition and subtraction are on the same level, but you read it as the priority comes as you read the problem. Okay. So the very first thing we run into is subtraction. So we have to do that subtraction first. So what is 8 minus 2? 8 minus 2 is 6 plus 180. 6 plus 180 is 186. And we have solved our second problem. Okay. Let's see if we have something that might be a little bit more challenging for us. Here we go. So we have a problem where it's 17 plus 14 times 8 minus 3. Okay, so the reason why this one might confuse people or might throw people off is initially, and most likely it still might work, but we want to naturally group around this multiplication. Okay, I'm going to advise against it, even if it will work in some circumstances. Okay, the reason why I advise against it, if it works in some circumstances, because it doesn't mean that it will work in all circumstances. The thing that makes math so fluid, so nice, is that you want to find a way where you're always going to get the right answer. Okay, so going up back to our order of operations. Okay, first off, what operations do we have in this problem? We have addition, we have multiplication, and we have subtraction. Which one of those comes first in our order of operations? From top down, multiplication. Okay, so we want to do this one first. We want to do this multiplication first in this problem. So what is 14 times 8? The way I do this in my head is I do 8 times 10 plus 8 times 4. So 8 times 10 is 80. 8 times 4 is, 32. So 80 plus 32 is 112. So 17 plus 112 minus 3. Okay? Now we're right back to that lowest level of the order of operations, addition and subtraction. But in this one, we come across the addition first. So we're going to add first. So 17 plus 112 gives us 129 minus 3, right? Yeah, everything is looking good so far. 129 minus 3 is 126. And we've already completed our last problem, okay? So I think, let's see, what else do I have that I want to kind of go over? Yeah, I think that might be good. Any of these that are a little bit more challenging? No. My next video is going to be on integers, dealing with negative numbers, adding and subtracting negative numbers, multiplying and dividing negative numbers. So if those things give you any problems, definitely check out that video, okay? It's going to help you out. I hope that this video helped you out. I do like to keep these videos short because nobody likes to spend too much time on any of this stuff, except for me. I love this stuff. But if you guys liked this video, make sure you like it. If you need help with your GED, make sure you subscribe. I'm going to be putting out as many of these videos as what I can. Other than that, I hope you have a nice day. Thank you.